Jimmy Doherty is an Essex boy with a dream.
Sort of turning back the clock a bit and living off the land.
To be a farmer.
Pig, pig, pig!
Live the good life.
Oh, God, is that it?
And produce the finest pork money can buy.
Jim has started and stopped many things.
He thinks he's got what it takes to turn pigs into profit. But there's just one thing.
The experiences I've got of farming are zero. It'll be fine.
Jimmy is a 28-year-old PhD student.
You're not nicking any of my T-shirts.
He's shared a flat in East London with his best mate Asa for the past 6 months.
Sorry to be rude, mate. Can you hurry up because I've got the new tenant coming in. He's coming round in about 5 minutes.
Today he's leaving all that behind. He's moving out to start a pig farm.
I want sort of the archetypal sort of farmyard with chickens and goats and ducks and geese, cows,
Tigers?
sheep, tigers,
Monkeys?
pandas,
Lions?
yeah,
Bears?
lemurs, llamas, goldfish, you know, chameleons.
Will there be saber-toothed tigers there?
Yeah,
that are extinct
velociraptors. Oh, it's going to be amazing. It'll be absolutely amazing.
In keeping with his new life as a farmer, Jimmy's borrowed a 4x4.
Go slowly, Jim.
He's just signed the lease on his 90-acre farm near Ipswich.
It's lovely. Oh, Jimmy's farm.
His girlfriend Michaela is seeing it for the first time.
Fancy look. Do you want to put your wellies on?
Yeah.
I've cut a lot of trees down along here.
The plan is for Jimmy to live here, and Michaela will come up from London at weekends.
So this is where the bomb went off. Look at that, look, careful.
Oh, my God.
But it's, look there, see?
Mate. Oh.
Look, this is where I thought I was going to keep the chickens, but I'm going to keep pigs in here now.
The farm was abandoned 13 years ago. It has no running water and no electricity.
So much to do. Employ an army.
See where there's a gap there?
Jim, it's just about to fall down, this farm.
No, it's all right. It needs a bit of work. Well, look at this, look.
No, I can see. No, Jimmy, don't...
With the farmhouse derelict, the only accommodation is here, outside.
It's like you're in
Look at
Vietnam.
that. It's hideous. That's a flush.
Nice and private.
We need to retile this bit here.
You're going to have to put in so much money.
To get the farm up and running, he's borrowing £55,000. He reckons that in just 3 months, he'll be making it pay.
I've got to make it work. That's the thing. I've got to have it up and functioning. It's not like a hobby farm. It's not. It's a business. It's got to work.
50 farmers quit the business every week, but Jimmy's sure he'll make it. He aims to cut out the supermarkets by selling direct to the public from a shop on the farm.
So there's the house, and then the wood stretches all the way along.
And his pigs will be rare breeds, ranging free in the woods.
God, it's just huge, Jim. Wow. I see why you want to come and spend all your time here now.
There's lovely old tiles there.
Look at that. Jim, wow. That's amazing. You could cut that in half and make it into a bench.
Jimmy may not know much about pigs, but he has spent 6 years at university studying insects.
Suffolk beetles. There's one of
What's
the
it
grubs.
eating?
There, it's larvae. The beetle larvae. And all this here, everything that's blowing away, that's frass, that's all its poo. And these are, that beetle you've just seen, these are the young, and they're feeding on the dead wood, look. No, the beetle shot off in here.
There he is.
There is it, look at that. Pretending to be a wasp so nobody comes along and attacks him.
Hi, guys. Hey.
Jimmy's parents live 45 miles away. They're practical people. His mum Brenda was a hairdresser and Dave, his dad, is a builder.
Yeah, if you like.
He's the first one in the family ever to get a degree. Now he's giving up a PhD and risking debt for a business he knows nothing about.
Jim has started and stopped many things. One time he was going to do ponds, that was it, and he bought all the stuff and he went out with his briefcase and his suit on and we thought, oh, this is it, you know, he was going to do all this sort of thing and lasted about 2 weeks. Dave thinks it's utterly ridiculous as well. It's an awful thing to say, but he says he thinks it's the quicker or the sooner it goes to the wall, the better, and Jim can get on and do something else.
This is where I wet the bed from the age of 12. So this is my room. That's a cricket I dissected. It's all in bits. Weirdo. It's in kit form now. I was terrible. I'd put things in jars, forget about them, come back a week later, go, oh yeah, that spider. And the spider's legs had dropped off and it's turned into a raisin. All these I collected and set myself because I can set beetles to sort of museum standards, which is wonderful to look at. But at the end of the day, they're just specimens in a case, collecting dust. Starting this farm up is a way for myself to get back to nature, plug my hands directly back into the soil, and live a life that's, again, like being a child again, but then you see the butterflies in the sun, the colour for them, and, you know, it's all the excitement. And I want to get away from the dry, dusty world of academia and get back to almost like real life again.
Do you think to yourself, why are you doing it?
No, I know I'm
Why
doing
are you
it.
doing it?
Because it'll work, and it also, it's almost like living my own little dream, isn't it?
It's just that I'm worried about all the expense and all the
Yeah, but I've got-
university you've been to and your PhD, and you all that, and you ended up
Pig farmer.
Do a pig
So
farm.
what? Doesn't matter, does it?
So how about your shop? So who's going to come to your shop?
People that live in Ipswich.
Of course.
Why not?
And the people that live in Ipswich, what, they're going to pass at Tesco's and...
No.
What do you mean,
Mum.
retailers?
Yeah,
Retailers.
Mum, it's a different product. I'm
Yes,
not selling
I
the same
know.
thing as Tesco's or
No, I know, but you...
Sainsbury's.
Right, well, on the way going down to Ipswich, we passed about 3 or 4 pig farms.
Yeah,
And that's
production for pig farms.
Yeah, but they're different. They are commercial farmers.
Yeah.
When people go to farm
Okay.
shops, they buy the bacon off the farm, buy the eggs off the farm. They can stop and have a cup of tea. It's almost like a day out. It's like going to a garden centre or something like that. It's easy to be negative. It's harder to be positive when you've got all that in front of you.
Oh, yeah, and we try to be positive, but at the same time... We're
Usually, only the negativity can come through.
We're looking out for you. So we can see, because we're obviously older, we can see all the pitfalls before you start.
Please sharpen it. Mum and Dad don't think it's a good idea at all. I think, but Dad thinks I'm taking on a liability and with the buildings and the work and, you know, just get a job and someone to pay your wage and company car and all company phone and all the rest of that kind of stuff and, you know, why make life hard? But I don't know, they don't share my enthusiasm about pigs. That's really
His pigs are to be delivered in just 7 weeks. In the meantime, he's got to fence the woods for them, build his farm shop, and on top of that, make sure the entire farm is presentable for visiting customers.
Oh, there's a hole in my bucket.
With no collateral, the bank won't lend Jimmy a penny. But there is someone on his side. old school friend Jamie Oliver. Jamie believes in Jimmy so much, he's lending him the 55 grand to get the farm started.
I'm sitting there, I'm putting up the fencing, and then I suddenly think, look at all this land, and I've actually got to make this pay. And I suddenly get a terrible panic go up my spine, like a cold ice hand scraping my spine.
I have every faith in you. I think you've got to watch your books and your accounting.
Yeah.
But, you know, we all have that lesson. I mean, I made a hash of that.
Yeah. Never really good with numbers, were we?
We were terrible. We were in the lowest group for maths. Yeah. Remember that time Mr. Pete bought us all calculators?
Yeah, and we smashed them up in 5 minutes, nicked the battery. That was constructive. But I mean,
I know you can do it. It's just watch the numbers, I think.
Yeah.
And then the dog thought.
To pay Jamie back, Jim's got yet another plan. To write and sell a book on how to make a go of the good life. But first he's got to learn how to himself.
Welcome to Anglian Water. To help us deal with your inquiry, please press 9 on your telephone keypad now. You are held in a queue and will be answered shortly.
What do you need to ask them?
If they've got my forms, and when they'll be visiting the farm to see if they can put the water on.
You now have 4 choices. For a new water or sewerage connection, press 3.
Oh. They put you through different little...
For Essex and Cambridgeshire, press 2.
Now they put you in the queue. Okay, so I'll get a phone call. What do you reckon, about 10 days? I don't believe they cut me off. At the moment, it's going to take me at least, well, I think 10 days before I can arrange to get someone down.
How does that affect your plans?
Well, it scuppers them a bit. It's just going to take longer, and which means it's going to be longer before I can start selling stuff, and it's going to cost me money. It means I'll start running over budget. I've got to go and meet the electrician now.
Jimmy had never checked his water supply. And now Stan the electrician can't do a thing until the electricity mains are reconnected.
What will happen is if you ring them up, they'll come out and they'll give you a quote. They'll send a bloke out and he'll come and have a look and he'll say, look, this is what you need to do.
You are held in a queue and will be answered shortly.
6 to 7 weeks. Right. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be that long. I mean, as long as it is only 2 months, then I'll just about make it. If it's any longer, then I'm in the... well... it doesn't bear thinking about. All right.
His old flatmate Asa is up from London to see how he's getting on.
So put that on.
Oh, right!
What's that?
This is the bottom paddock. You see it's not...
Paddock?
It hasn't got much...
Paddock?
Hasn't got much grass in it at the moment. It's mainly nettles. But that's the wood. This is the private lane. So you can imagine driving up here.
So this is Jim Lane?
You drive up here to the farm shop, you see, and so you come up here to buy your bacon. I'll drive you right down to the bottom of the lane.
When was this last a farm?
About 15 years ago. This would be the farm shop here. You can imagine, my van pulls in through those doors with a freshly killed pig. So we'll be here chopping it up, turn it into sausages, curing the legs, making bacon.
Not in front of people.
All here, yeah.
So people can see
So
it.
people can walk in. There'll be a counter here. People can walk in. Morning. Morning, Mr. Jim, and say, I'll have X amount of bacon, some eggs, and they can see what's going on. When they're leaving, they could maybe buy some jam or a pickle or two or something like that, and then leave. Just got to cut these trees down in here.
Well, you've got a little bit more work than just cutting the trees down. But
yeah.
Got a lot of work, boy, ain't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is. It's quite daunting.
Jim, you know when normally at home I go commando and I don't wear underpants for bed?
Uh-huh.
Do you think that there's a change tonight?
There better be, mate.
No, I've got a special treat for you, Jimbo, tonight.
If you don't put pants on, mate, I'm going to chuck
No
your worm
pants.
on the barbecue.
Well, I'm just going to fluff your sleeping bag up, sweetheart, all right?
OK.
What are you up to?
I'm going to make some bread. I'm going to make like ciabattas. So I've just mixed up some chilies and some cumin seeds and stuff. So if I put that ready-mix stuff in, and then just put water in a bag.
Just like at the flat, Jim, where I do all the stuff like deal with the local hooligans and the yobs that threaten to rob us every night.
Oh, yeah.
And you clean the toilet.
I'm going to sort out the window boxes.
Do the window box. Put the herbs on the window boxes.
What, and stop the cat
and do the
shitting
washing
out.
up.
Now watch this, Ace. If I stick that. That fish will be done in no time. Lovely, lovely. Oh. Where are you sitting? It's up the camera.
Fucking great.
Cheers.
Night, night.
Night, night.
Yeah.
10 o'clock next morning. Jimmy's now 3 weeks into his dream.
But just take in the beauty.
It is beautiful, but I'm not being funny, Jim, right? You've had a crack at it.
Yeah.
Come back to London, call it a day. You know, let's go do something else.
It's a complete life changer. I don't think at this, I'll never face anything like this again in my life. Such a big, drastic change. This will probably shape the way that I live the rest of my life, which is it's a big thing. Yeah, a major big gamble. I could seriously get myself into a financial quagmire. I've got to be pretty savvy about it, and that's one of the things that worries me, really. The finance of it.
These 30 acres of woodland are at the heart of Jimmy's plans.
The wood's actually the bit that sold me the farm, really, because it's exactly how I wanted to keep pigs. I didn't want to keep pigs in a big, open, flat field. I wanted to see the pigs in the wood and running around, so this is the best bit. This is the gateway to heaven. This is the gateway to the good life.
The nuts and roots his pigs will eat here should enrich the flavour of the pork and its price. If a pig normally makes £80, Jimmy's aiming for 500. But before the pigs can run wild in the woods, he faces another hurdle. The landlord's forester is the bearer of bad news.
What I thought I'd do is find out the exact area you were interested in,
Yeah.
and then double-check the position regarding the Forestry Commission.
Right. Well, I'm interested in the whole wood.
Yeah, I know that now, but I didn't before I came.
Oh, yeah, sure, sure.
From the devastated, it depends on the stocking.
The Forestry Commission recently gave a grant to replant the wood, and pigs and saplings just don't go well together.
Yeah, I think they'd just tear it to pieces, to be honest.
But I don't see a pig really damaging that size.
I don't know.
Because I thought you were talking about some
Tiny ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can find in woods, I've seen sort of quagmires with nothing, apart from the very bigger trees, nothing much else surviving really.
Right.
I think they might tear and rip at that.
Right.
There's a possibility if we happen to destroy that lot, you know, we may be in for a reclaim of grant paid, which
Right.
I think it was well over £20,000-30,000.
Really?
A lot of money. But you see on the map, there's loads.
To keep the pigs away from the saplings, he'll have to fence off a large chunk of the woods. The extra fencing will mean extra expense.
Planting runs. This is your fence line, yeah, like that.
Okay, so that's an extra lot of fencing though for me.
It's quite a lot of fencing.
So that basically cuts my wood in half.
It does,
So
I'm afraid,
I'm
yeah.
actually renting that as well, you see. So
Well,
that then becomes useless to me, doesn't it?
It does, I'm afraid, yeah.
The biggest worry is the Forestry Commission may stop Jimmy from using the woods at all.
Possibly a post driver, maybe a fireman.
He'll have to argue his case at a later meeting.
Got a bit fed up in the wood. I thought it's only me and him in the wood. I could hit him on the head and leave him in the wood and no one would know. You can't do that. I have to try and put the pigs in a B&B somewhere. Put the pigs in the B&B somewhere while I'm in the caravan. trying to put up the fencing on my own because it's too expensive to get other people to do it.
The problems and the costs are mounting up, so he turns to an old friend and offers him a job.
I got your foot.
Ricky Spriggs, 45 and unemployed. They met at university where Ricky was a mature student studying ecology. Ricky's trained as a butcher, but his farming experience is zero.
Oh, good save. We used to spend quite a bit of time staring down microscopes, but talking about farms and what to do with them. In as much that we were both working on insects at the time and thought that we could do an insect farm because nobody else had done one.
Ricky wants his family to leave Nuneaton for the farm.
And we're both fairly confident we could get some sort of a job one way or another.
But it's his wife Lynn's decision.
When have I said no to you?
Oh, I could think of one, but I don't think I better mention it.
Always let you do what you want to do.
Yeah, I know.
There you go then. It is an adventure to do something that's different. And hopefully it'll work and it'll be fine.
They agree Lynn shouldn't give up her factory job just yet. So for now, Ricky will have to go it alone. Ricky will be paid £15,000 a year, a huge outlay for Jimmy. The pigs will arrive in 4 weeks and nothing's ready for them. There's still no electricity or mains water and the pigs are meant to be free range, but they may be barred from the woods, so there's 60 acres of fields to fence off.
Progress-wise, but just a little bit worried that the length of time everything seems to take. It's something that I haven't quite adjusted to yet. You look at a job and you think, yeah, you know, maybe a day. 2 days later, you're still doing it. My average day at the moment, starting at 6:30. I think last night was a typical, we stopped to have dinner at about 9 o'clock. I wasn't quite expecting this amount of hard labour work.
Oh, they're pecking hard. Let's get some gloves on us.
There's a distraction. Michaela's up for the weekend, in time to see the first animals on the farm.
Emu.
They want some eggs to go with their bacon, so Jimmy splashed out on a job lot of chickens, ducks and geese.
Oh, look what it's done to me. Yeah, really pretty. They've cacked all over me. But his bum pecked.
Yeah.
Again, look at that one's neck. Some of these chickens have had their life in a battery farm, and that's why they've been pecked and ripped to shreds. At least now they can enjoy the rest of their life.
Yeah.
They can roam all the way down there to the stream, around the farmyard, everywhere. They're going to be just free.
Range.
They're complete, yeah, real free range. You come into the wood behind them.
But it's not long before the geese become more free range than intended.
If you come round, one of you here. Kayla?
Yeah?
If you imagine we're all holding a piece of string, right? Yeah. And we're on the edge towards her, we'll just close up the gaps. But nice and calm, everything nice and calm.
You used to be a police officer, Jimmy.
I better get these geese back. Kales.
Yeah.
Keep straight.
I can't walk through that.
You have to. All right, it's all right. Go on. Stay! Stay!
Back in.
Quickly! Close in. Close in.
Yay!
Right.
Where's
Stay.
the hole?
Now all Jimmy and Ricky need is a home for themselves. The two are off to buy caravans, one for Jimmy, one for Ricky.
Numbers on the junctions. I was waiting for you to say thank you, my man.
Thanks, Rick.
The first one they see is nearly £11,000. Jimmy's budgeted just £3,000 for the two.
But this is a brand new one.
Have a wander up.
For Ricky, price is immaterial. If he can get one that impresses Lynn, she might just agree to live down on the farm.
That's quite neat, isn't it? Yeah. They look good, don't they?
This is really nice. Because it's all new and everything. But I think between us, a bit of work. That's 4450, right?
Yeah.
It's not too bad, is it? Oh my God! Why are there wallpapers inside the shower? As the fittings go, it's not terrible. And it's a mobile pub.
Yeah.
Rookie Butcher. So this is a £3,000 one now. A little bit dark, isn't it?
That dark wood again.
But you can knock that dark wood out, couldn't you? Just a lick of paint. I know, lick of paint though.
Yeah.
Right. And at that porch, you could put a proper front door on it, couldn't you?
Possibilities are endless.
Yeah. We're getting you cooking for that. If you're having an argument, at least you can get away from your missus a bit.
She'd change this. She would change this.
By the end of the morning, Jimmy owns two caravans, but he spent £9,000, 3 times more than he meant to. That's nothing compared to the next surprise.
We're here then.
You're
That's
there,
the
yep.
farm now.
That's right.
So that's the water main all this way up here.
That's correct.
So what is that? Do you reckon that's is that a quarter of a mile?
I reckon it is. The main is back here. This is where you've got to come to.
Right.
You're going to have to cross this road. That's as far as we come. There's a hydrant here.
So that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So, as I say, if
that's a hell of a way.
Isn't it?
That's a hell of a way.
It's a long way.
Because I thought originally, it was just going to be down I thought it was going to be down at the farm track.
No.
So we've got to dig a 3-foot trench all the way from here, half a mile, quarter of a mile, whatever it is. We've got to dig it. I mean, I've only dug a trench that's only about 3 foot long.
How long,
so now,
how long did that take you?
About a week. That's going to cost quite a bit more money then, isn't it? Right, I had no idea the distance.
We'll have to try and estimate.
Because I imagine just turning on the tap plug, you plug a hose in somewhere. And that's it.
It's
what I thought.
home, isn't it?
Yeah.
£3,000 has been allowed for all the utilities. Digging in the pipe alone will cost £15,000.
Tap it off here.
Right.
So we tap it.
We'll get this done. It's only possible.
Yeah.
I just don't want to keep throwing money.
It'd take you a week, I think, digging it.
Yeah, also, Rick, we've got so much else to do as well.
Exactly.
That is a job on its own.
Yeah.
The £55,000 loan is fast disappearing.
Heath Artillery, that's right, yeah.
The Forestry Commission arrives.
I've got to put water on and electricity.
This is Jim's opportunity to convince them of pigs in woods.
Definitely interested, completely.
Why pigs in woods?
Well, that's how the Europeans do it.
Yeah.
And that's how they produce some of the best ham and Serrano ham, like the Spanish black pig.
So it's sort of natural environment, best
Well,
quality pork.
that's how the Europeans have done it, and that's how we used to do it as well.
But all that I hear about pigs in woods is it's critical that you don't have too many for too long a period.
Yeah. Well, I think that's true for any bit of land. I'm very low density. My whole ethos of this farming is to make people pay more for high quality products. I'm not interested in having thousands and thousands of pigs.
Yeah. So have you got roughly ideas of numbers?
Probably I'll have about 70 pigs.
Yeah. And if you're looking at them every day, you'll see if they start to damage any trees.
That's it. You know, it's exactly right.
I like the sound of the project, really. We got an oak wood, it's traditional. We got bracken as the primary ground flora. So, I mean, we're happy to work with you on it.
Yeah.
But as all, it'll be balanced.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to respect the trees, the young trees, the ground flora. But the pigs turning over the soil a bit could actually make that wood a better place than it is now.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Jimmy can keep dreaming after all. The caravans are on the way.
So far, this is the most exciting thing that's happened on the farm.
Maybe tonight they'll spend their first night on the farm in proper beds.
What'd you stop for?
They're stuck. They're stuck up the lane. Look at that. The tractor's slipping.
Starting to get worried now.
Yeah.
Could be living in a lane.
Stop, don't stop. I will be a proud owner of a new static caravan once it gets here. Watch that corner! Stop! 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 Perfect. Right, now it's that one.
And that afternoon, the farmer even gets power.
Oh, what's that noise? Does that mean?
You're away, mate. That's what that means.
That means I'm on now?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Right. Ta-da! Lovely. I'm so pleased with these. Oh! What happened there? Stan! Rick's broken the electrics!
Yes, right.
But it's too soon for them to sleep easily in their beds. The pigs will arrive in just 3 weeks.
My biggest worry at the moment is it stems from listening to Jim talking to his accountant, and how each time a week goes by, the amount that we need to bring in each month is rising, and will continue to rise because we're a month or two behind schedule. So it just makes you a little anxious.
All's not lost. Jimmy has a mentor. Veteran pig farmer Peter Gott has supported Jimmy's ideas from the start.
All right.
Go on, Peter.
All right, Jim. How long did it take you?
A couple of hours. I got stuck in traffic. Got some wine for you as well. This is not the horrible stuff that I try and make you drink.
Peter's agreed to back Jimmy. In exchange for a quarter stake in his farm, Jimmy will get 19 grand's worth of materials and invaluable advice.
Lovely. So what have you been up to today then?
Me. Farming.
Yeah.
Farming.
Farming.
This is part of where I've got my wild boar and part of where I've got my rare breed pigs.
It's just like being on safari, Peter. Isn't it?
This is farming, Jim.
Peter has 280 rare breed pigs and has been selling his own sausages, bacon and prosciutto for 10 years.
I've got 2 Iron Age pigs, the sows, somewhere at the back of the wood. Look at the camouflage. You can hardly see. She knows my voice.
Yeah.
Good girl. You all right, lass? Good girl. Are you doing all right? Listen to her because she can hear me now. She's
talking back to you, isn't she?
Good girl. A bit closer. You all right? Good girl. Now, steady. Look how tiny they are. Well, she's had a hell of a litter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There's a hell of a lot there, Peter.
She's done well, hasn't she? Look at that one. That's just come out of the umbilical sac.
Yeah.
And there's one there in the front. You see how they find their way? That instinct.
Yeah. Look at them.
With there being Iron Age, they've already got fur on, and literally they'll hit the ground running. They could follow her into a wood or something like that.
Yeah.
Part wild boar.
They're tiny, aren't they?
Good girl. I've been very lucky to see that. I mean, she's literally still in the process of giving birth. I don't think her afterbirth's come yet at all.
I think that's amazing.
We better leave her to it. Better just, leave her in peace. And 24 hours from now, she'll come out with a litter following her, and then we'll count them. All right, I know it's going to make sausages and bacon, but they're having a good innings. I mean, they really are. I mean, this is a good life.
If you're not using them, then all these breeds become extinct.
Well, we've lost the Cumberland pig.
Yeah.
We've also lost the Lincolnshire curly coat. All these pigs have become extinct because we stopped breeding them because they weren't as commercially viable as they should have been. But if you were commercial, you'd be inside, they'd be weaned at 4 weeks. She'd go back to the boar within 2 days. She'd come into season within 3 days, and she'd start again. So you'd get...
there's no respite.
Well, no. I mean, a commercial pig, you get 66 babies a year. I'm getting a maximum of 18. You look at these are coming up 12 weeks. We take them.
If Peter can do it, Jimmy's convinced he can too. He's determined to get a grip on his own farm. A new machine is rented at £500 a week to bring the fencing programme back on schedule.
It's like a golf cart. Bash one in.
I'll show you how to use it.
All right. Well, it's gravel, isn't it? So how'd you turn that? So that turns it back. Oh, gotcha. That's great, Rick.
Super. I can't.
That is rock hard.
No.
But that's an incredible bit of kit. That's going to save us untold hours,
Yeah.
untold weeks,
Yeah.
months. It's awesome.
All was going so well.
Why? Why do these things... All I want to do is... It's like something's working against me.
I mean, all I did, I disconnected it to leave, and it was sitting on the post. I don't.
Greasy as anything. Wait, it should just go straight
I know.
in. What is it? That should meet that, shouldn't it? That collar.
Yeah. And it's just not.
It's just something just not working. There's got to be something else here. It's not right. Get in there. This is so my luck.
The plain truth is they'll never finish all the fencing in time. The pigs are now due in just 1 week.
I'm probably completely naive. But yeah, I think there's got to be a bit of romance in it, because who else would turn up at a derelict farm and think, right, I'm going to use an old method of farming and go against the grain? But that's, I think most people that go on adventures like this have got to have that. Because it is an adventure, it's going to be a journey as well, and I think that any sort of explorer in unknown territory has to have that sense of romance of thinking, well, you know, let's see what's around the corner. It could be a precipice, but they still go around that corner. You know, it'll be fine. It's going to be more work than I realise, but I'm determined. And when things do get really hard, then that's when you've got to try even harder. That's when you sort of really got to fix bayonets and, you know, get amongst it, I think.
It's time for drastic measures. The idea is to get mates down for a party. The price of a ticket will be one day's hard work on the farm.
Don't want anyone to find the booze and drink it, and then get drunk and do the work. I'll hide that there, all right?
But first they need to get the caravans a little more habitable for Michaela and Ricky's family.
Oh, I'm rich. Oh.
Running water and flushing toilets would be an improvement.
Oh! Stop it! There's a little... Ow.
But he can't afford the $15,000 needed for a water main supply.
My brain hurts.
Then Peter Gott arrives with a digger and a plan to get water.
The most important thing, water pump. This is going to be a lifesaver.
Water? What's that?
It's a water tank.
As a temporary solution, why not pump water up from the well into the caravans?
Can I go and use the loo now?
No, get out of it.
That's why I never wanted to be a plumber, you know.
You keep hold of that end if you can. Coming up to you, Ricky.
Yeah.
Ah, bloody hell. That's perfect. It's not a bad flush, that, is it?
That's the start of it. So, civilization, isn't it?
The clearing party start to arrive for the big day tomorrow.
In the reverse way, it's hard, it's painful, but thoroughly enjoying it. It's great.
I'm so knackered, but I'm really going to work it off.
Jimmy has co-opted Michaela and all his friends and family.
You right? Are you?
Ricky gets the caravan ready for his wife Lynn and the kids.
I know what she's expecting to find. She's expecting to see me living in a pigsty, really.
Lynn supported Ricky through his years as a mature student. Will she back him again and move the whole family to the farm?
I've worked away a lot and I didn't feel like this. Even 3 weeks at a time when I was gone, didn't feel like this. So yeah, I'm excited. I've just cut her off. Oops. Just coming up now. Hiya.
Oh. I ain't got my shoes on.
Hiya.
No.
Steady. Oh, blimey, you're hot.
I know.
You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Would you want to see the van?
Oh, yeah, go on. Yeah?
You sure?
Yeah.
I'll blindfold you all the way and I'll let you. How are you?
All right.
I haven't set it up, I've just pushed these so that you know,
It's nice.
I can get to the curtains and things, but change this.
Teddy. It's nice.
Better than you expected.
Yeah, it's nice. I like this.
Better than covering.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Well, it's very luxurious.
This is lovely, Jimmy.
A bit like Alan Punch did.
Hello.
Cheers.
Is Ricky going to be alright in his band? To the play night.
To the pig, to the pig, to the pig, to the pig, to the pig.
Where?
Oh my God. Oh shit. It's a terrible smell around here. It's laziness. Poor face is looking at
It's the hottest day of the year.
Do you know where the well is?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to take this bucket and start pouring water in it here?
Okay.
Welly boots.
What, boots rather than flip-flops?
Yeah.
Okay, if I get you two to start work on the barn, I'll get you to start on the courtyard. I'll give you your tools. You've got
The
quite a
party army will take on the jobs Ricky and Jim haven't had time for.
all this stuff here, these sheets, to stack up neatly to one side. All right, I'll see you in about 4 hours. 4 hours? I'm having lunch before then.
This is my garden, so I said that I'd get my friend to do my garden.
A little bit of painting? James?
Don't mind.
The farmyard must be spruced up to give the right impression for future customers at the farm shop.
Basically painted. Rob, do you want to help Rick dig this out? This bush here, this quince bush.
Yep.
Try not to get too much paint on it. I don't want white speckles on mine. Liz, you're sacked. You see how John's got in the corner, so he's got the shade. You noticed that, everyone?
The friends are making a real difference. Except perhaps the garden party.
So yeah, what are you using Rob for if you need him so quickly?
No, we don't need him so quickly, but we do need him to dig and flatten for us. What is this?
We just
We
need
do
some
need
male
we do
strength.
need a boy.
Because there's 4 of you in about
Four of you, one of us.
4 metre square.
Crikey. Let's take hours. Come on,
You've
Dad,
dug that same
stop.
bit 4 times, Des.
I have not.
If I knew as much as I do now, I might not have turned up. Yeah, I don't know, what is he doing? He's playing with his chainsaw. That's all we can hear, him sat with a chainsaw. And we're in here in the dark. Grab hold of those branches and take them down the field. You'll see a branchy bonfire down the bottom there.
Do you go that way or that way?
Go round that way.
The wind's picking up. No one's been watching the bonfire. It's started to spread across the field.
It's only little patches. This one's kicking out. Yeah, must keep an eye on the fire when you light it.
We need to put it
straight
on.
across here.
It's going in a line across here.
Yeah, just keep on top of it.
There. But don't tip yet. Tip when you get to the middle. There.
Wind behind it, that's what it is.
After a long, hot summer, the fields are tinder dry.
We need buckets of water and do a line. Just do a line across. We do.
Just keep that water coming.
There's no more.
Down to the well.
Well, where's the well?
Behind the house. Get that sorted. Fucking hell. Just get up, put the fire out. Fire in front of you, put it out. Come on. Get out of the way. If it hits the crops.
Oh my God.
Just do this line. Do this line.
The fire's out of control, racing towards the road and the railway.
It's gone. Stand back.
They need water, but with no mains connection, all they've got is the well.
It's a fire engine job. It's down to the railway line. Move your car so the fire engine can get through! Get out of the way, lads. Let's get through this, mate. Come on. Get over. Go, get over.
On the neighbouring farm beyond the railway line, the wheat hasn't been cut. If the fire takes hold there, there's no way anyone can stop it. The professionals arrive with 5 engines, 25 firemen and their own water.
Travel news from BBC Radio Suffolk.
We've got some problems on the A14 this afternoon following a field fire. It's closed in both directions, so avoid the area.
An RAF helicopter checks the fire's progress.
Although smoke's blowing over the tracks, First Great Eastern and Anglia Railways tell me the trains are still running.
The fire is finally stopped just this side of the railway. But it's been a very close call.
Hello? Oh, I've got worse news for you. My bad news is that I've torched about 30 acres of grassland. My cousins lit a bonfire and went off and didn't watch it. And the wind got a bit of it and blew it into the next field, which has just been cut and it's been dry for 2 days. The wind got it and it's burnt all the way down to the railway line. My cousins are mortified. I'll see if I can actually disown them. I might have all their names changed. Listen, mate, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to put the fire out. Bye! Give me the medal. Well done. Cheers, mate. To look at it, you think, what a terrible bit of luck. But if the wind had been going the other way, the house would have been gone. That would have been a terrible bit of luck. If that had happened, that would have been horrendous. Seeing half your farm ablaze and thinking, oh, okay, I've got to make X amount per week and I've got to pay Ricky, he's got to see his responsibilities, his children, his wife. He depends on that money. My business has to provide the rent, everything. So then it does make you grow up.
The fire has focused their minds. It turns out the solution to the water problem was right next door all along. They've got permission to tap into the neighbour's mains. At a stroke, Jimmy will save £15,000.
It's on, Roy!
Things are finally falling into place. The first pigs arrive. 7 rare breed Essex sows.
Come on. Come on then. It's a girl.
For the time being, they'll have to stay in the yard. The fencing is still not finished.
So these are all our breeding girls now, so these will stay. Well, these aren't even fully grown yet.
No.
They won't be mated till Christmas.
They're not?
No, they won't be mated till Christmas.
Okay.
Slapping big fat women's asses.
With only 50 Essex pigs left in the world, they're one of the rarest breeds. So everything will depend on the virility of the new stud boar. In memory of recent events, Jimmy's named him Blaze.
Right. Just a little bit of noise, a bit of company.
Oh, do be quiet.
The archers.
You were fit enough to build that monstrous thing, so I'm sure you're fit enough to
All right,
stand up in
Blaze.
front of the planning committee and
Look, he hasn't eaten his food. Hello, Blaze.
You're allowed to speak, you know.
I don't wish to speak. I am here as an impartial observer on behalf of the parish council.
Good boy.
You can hardly call the parish council in.
Good boy, Blaze.
Excuse me.
Go on.
For 17 years, and have always done my best to adapt to country ways.
Is it all right?
No, he's not.
Stop behaving like an idiot. Leave me alone, eh? Okay, okay. Let's give it one more try.
It's really cold. Come on. He's had the same food that he's had. Oh, woke him up. Come on. Oh, he's all right. Yeah, I thought he's. I thought he was dead. But no, he's just asleep.
Next on Jimmy's farm.
It's funny, everyone's scrambling to get out of the countryside.
Michaela has to make a big decision.
What this time?
Jimmy tests his animal husbandry skills.
Oh, what's happened there? Gonna die.
You need to hold there with that hand.
And Ricky feels the pressure.
Still think it'll work, but I just hope I can get it up and running fast enough so I don't run out of money.